Chinese authorities have confirmed that they are treating dozens of cases of pneumonia of an unknown cause, and researchers there have identified a new virus that has infected dozens of people. The authorities state categorically there is no evidence that the virus was spread by humans. Staff at the Central Hospital of Wuhan have been banned from discussing the disease publicly. The Chinese government has agreed to accept an independent World Health Organization scientific team to assist their own researchers. Chinese state media has reported the first known death from an illness caused by the new virus. He was a 61-year-old man who was a regular customer of the so-called wet market in Wuhan. Chinese epidemiologists have stated that the first cluster of patients with pneumonia of an unknown cause had been identified as early as the 21st of December 2019. In the US, the first confirmed case of the virus has been reported in Washington state. A man in his 30s has developed symptoms after returning from a trip to Wuhan. England has just announced that it is increasing the risk level to the British public from very low to low. Wuhan has been put into lockdown by the Chinese authorities, and construction has begun on an emergency hospital which the Chinese say will be ready in 2 weeks. Chinese authorities have confirmed that schools in Beijing will stay closed until further notice. We've just got reports in that 2 patients here in the UK have tested positive for coronavirus after 2 Chinese nationals from the same family staying at a hotel in York fell ill. And a plane evacuating Britons from Wuhan has just arrived at RAF Brize Norton. Authorities here in the UK determined there was no risk to the driver of the bus, so no PPE, that's personal protective equipment, of any sort was issued to him. They were all taken to a hospital on Merseyside to begin 14 days of quarantine.
January's a quiet month. Brexit is almost done. Wuhan goes into lockdown. Sounds a bit of fun. Cruise ships become infected. COVID-19 is born. What's the story this time? Boris asks. What's the story?
The World Health Organization has declared a global health emergency amid thousands of new cases in China. Breaking news, and the Diamond Princess, a cruise ship docked off Japan, has quarantined 3,600 people after a 2-week cruise in Southeast Asia. Over 200 people on the ship have tested positive for the virus.
5 o'clock, news comes on. It's that time of day. It's opening time for me, that's sure, ever since that lockdown day. Seems I'm getting hooked on it. I just can't wait for 5. So crack the bottle open, I need to stay alive.
The Chinese doctor, Dr. Li Wenlian, has died after contracting the virus. He was the first person to blow the whistle on the outbreak, and shortly afterwards was forced to sign a statement denouncing his warning as an illegal rumour. The World Health Organization have just officially named the disease. It is now officially COVID-19, standing for Coronavirus Disease 2019. After 2 weeks, over 400 passengers have left the Diamond Princess cruise ship, where over 600 people were infected. Reports are coming in that the virus is sweeping through Italy, with a surge in coronavirus cases as 10 towns in Lombardy are locked down.
Italians take the fast way southeast of Milan. The world doesn't know what's hit it. It's travel to Iran. Plumbers getting older. COVID's on the rise. Should we be doing lockdown? Boris asks.
The virus seems to be spreading globally, with the first case in Brazil, where a man returning from Italy has tested positive. We've had reports in that the first coronavirus case has just been recorded in Africa, whilst the crisis is deepening in Italy. President Trump has put in severe travel restrictions for foreigners entering the country. This as the US reports its first death due to the epidemic. Here in the UK, the infections have surged. In an attempt to control the virus, Italy has shut both its schools and its universities.
March, the numbers jump up, ships leaking like a sieve. Stay at home in lockdown if you want to live. Furlough becomes a new word, Zoom a way of life. What should I do now, Dom? Boris asks.
News just in that Nadine Dorries, a junior health minister, has just tested positive for the virus. We will update you in this bulletin if we get any further news. Well, it's finally official. The World Health Organization have declared that the virus is a pandemic. President Trump has declared a national emergency, and sports in the UK have not been exempt from all of this, as all Premier League matches have been suspended. We've just had news in that schools will be shut down from Friday. Currently, we have no further information. And NHS trusts have taken the difficult decision not to allow any visitors into hospitals. This has meant that some people are no longer able to say goodbye to their loved ones.
In the good old days, you sit with them and at their bedside stay. At least you got to talk to them and see them slip away. No final hymns or prayers or words except for a lucky few. And the worst thing about it, I didn't say goodbye to you. And the worst thing about it is, I didn't say goodbye to you.
The funeral was at 10 today. There would have been a crowd, but rules is rules, and Boris says that only five's allowed. No final hymns or prayers or words except for a lucky few. And the worst thing about it is, I didn't say goodbye to you. And the worst thing about it is, I didn't say goodbye to you.
We tried our best and streamed it all. We saw it all on Zoom. But that's not really all that good. You're just not in the room. No final hymns or prayers or words except for a lucky few. And the worst thing about it, I didn't say goodbye to you. And the worst thing about it is, I never said goodbye to you.
Following on from the schools shutdown, all pubs, restaurants, gyms and other social venues across the country are to close with almost immediate effect. The Chancellor, Rishi Sunak, has announced that the government will be paying up to 80% of wages for workers, a term he has described as furloughing. In a televised address to the nation, Boris Johnson has ordered Britons only to go outside to buy food, to exercise once a day, or to go to work only if they cannot work from home. Police fines will be issued to those who do not comply with the rules.
Started doing gym with Joe each morning at 9 o'clock. But but soon we didn't bother. Man found it too much of a shock. We tried to walk in crowded parks, but it just isn't fun. The pavement's full of joggers now. Please get this lockdown done.
We've just had some disturbing news in that Prince Charles has tested positive for coronavirus. Currently we have no further details, and we will update you as soon as we receive any further information. Here in the UK, we have been clapping for carers at 8 PM outside our houses in recognition of our NHS staff. I'm sorry, but we have to leave our current discussion for a breaking news update. We've got confirmed, reliable reports that both Boris Johnson and Health Secretary Matt Hancock have tested positive for the coronavirus. As soon as we get any more news, we will update you on the situation.
Charles and Boris get it. Thank God it spared the Queen. Trump's been doing bleach and hydroxychloroquine. The whole world's now in lockdown. Face masks go on. But why did you go to Durham?
It may be April Fool's Day, but it's no joke that the number of worldwide coronavirus cases has passed 1 million. We're getting news in that Boris Johnson is being admitted to hospital as a precautionary measure. Downing Street has just issued a statement saying that Boris Johnson has been admitted to intensive care as his condition has deteriorated. And here, the death toll has just reached its highest figure, almost 1,000 deaths over the past 24 hours.
Opening time is nice and quick. Just turn the twisty top. It's getting a little serious. I don't know when to stop. I don't care if it's red or white, a little rosé too. I'm getting a little worried now, as I always have a few.
It's Sunday the 12th of April, Easter Day. The Archbishop of Canterbury has taken a virtual Easter service from his kitchen. News on Boris Johnson is that he is out of intensive care. As one tabloid newspaper put it, Boris rises to the crisis. Number 10 has announced that Boris Johnson has been discharged from hospital. Another milestone has been passed, with global infections going past the 2 million mark. Here at home, the NHS has asked some doctors and nurses to work without PPE. Supplies are becoming dangerously close to running out.
It's 5 o'clock, time for the news. She get out the booze. Matt Hancock's droning on again. It's always us who lose. The more we hear, the worse she gets. The more she pours a drink. Netflix isn't working now. Internet's on the blink.
On a happier note, 99-year-old Captain Tom Moore has raised more than £10 million for walking 100 laps of his garden. Nurses have become the target of online social media trolls. A spokesperson for them has put out the following statement. Trolling nurses for highlighting shortages in PPE they are personally experiencing is totally unacceptable.
I'm a keyboard warrior and proud of it too. I'm an expert on everything and all things that are new. I could have sorted Brexit, it's such a simple case. And now coronavirus, I would put them in their place.
Boris Johnson has returned to work today, 3 weeks after going down with coronavirus. And on an optimistic note, scientists in Oxford are confident they have developed a vaccine and have begun trials.
The gym is long forgotten, drinking with your mates. No more hugs and kisses, more than just frustrates. Life has changed forever in just 5 short months. When will it all be over? Boris asks. When will it all be over? Boris asks.
Health Secretary Matt Hancock has hit his 100,000 COVID-19 tests a day target by the skin of his teeth. It's still not clear how this will be rolled out on a daily basis. Donald Trump gave a press conference today and claimed that COVID-19 originated in a Chinese laboratory. Boris Johnson has defended Dominic Cummings' decision to travel to Durham during March, despite severe lockdown measures being in place at the time. Boris Johnson has announced that UK schools are to begin a phased reopening on June the 1st. Downing Street has further eased lockdown restrictions by announcing that non-essential retailers may reopen from June the 15th, provided they have the correct procedures and PPE in place. Dominic Cummings has defended his actions in the beautiful surroundings of Number 10's garden. There are many within the Conservative Party who are privately aghast at his actions and his subsequent denial and lack of any apology whatsoever.
He went off to Barnard Castle, took his wife out on her birthday, all within the rules of lockdown. It's alright for some. Drove around to test his eyesight, logged right back down home to London. Do you want us to believe you? Pull the other one. It's a bit like Disney movies, fairy stories in good humor. Even Milton didn't try to pull a stunt like this. Now yes, we got the license to go out and travel freely, thanks to Mr. Let's Do Brexit and his Black Street kids.
Prime Minister Boris Johnson has announced the launch of what he says will be a world-beating test and trace system. whilst the global COVID-19 death toll has gone past 350,000 people. There are to be more easing of lockdown restrictions, with groups of up to 6 people allowed to meet outside from June the 1st. They will have to, of course, maintain strict social distancing rules, including the all too familiar 2-metre rule. And 100 days after it stopped, the Football Association has announced that the English Premier League football season will continue from June the 17th. However, all matches will be played behind closed doors.
5 o'clock is opening time. It was just a cup of tea, but now we're in the depths of this. It's alcohol for me. Crisps and pizza, slap it up. We've had some popcorn too. Thank God there's still a takeaway. We've had more than a few.
Boris Johnson has announced further easing of restrictions by allowing vulnerable people who fall under the shielding category to go outside and meet one person from another family. This so-called bubble opens up the possibility for grandparents who live alone to go and visit and hug their grandchildren for the first time since lockdown began. Still, the numbers rise, with global COVID-19 cases surpassing the 6 million people mark. It looks as though things may be improving here, with the lowest reported increase in daily deaths and infections since the end of March.
June and things start changing, numbers going down. Trump decrees it's over, the election is coming to town. Bubbles are created, big relief for some. Can we find a vaccine? Boris asks. Can we find a vaccine? Boris asks.
After George Floyd's death in Minneapolis in the US on May the 25th, New Zealand's Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern has spoken of her concern that the global Black Lives Matter protests may start another COVID-19 outbreak. Sadly, we must report that the UK COVID-19 death toll has risen above 40,000 people. Despite differing scientific opinion, the UK government has ruled that face masks and coverings will be compulsory on all public transport starting on Monday, June the 15th. The long-awaited bubble has come into effect for single families, alleviating just a bit of pressure and mental stress on this often forgotten part of our society.